Hey everyone, welcome to Lost Connection Tarot. My name is Benjamin Snavely, and this is your daily meditative tarot reading for Friday, October 2nd, 2020. Now, before I get in, I just want to quickly tell you about the new monthly tarot guidance for the month of October. I just put it out, check it out. If you haven't seen my new series, What Message Do I Need to Hear Now? That is also up. It's got about 10 episodes right now. So go ahead and give that a check if you resonate with the tarot messages that you see here in the daily tarot readings. Okay, so moving on. Deviant Moon Tarot. That is the deck that I will be using today. I will be calling out 3 cards. The first card will be the overall energy of the day. Second card will be the energy that we have the most control over. That's where we want to put our focus, because the third and final card is simply the card you have the least control over. And with yesterday's card, which was the Five of Cups, which is a disappointment, I felt that a little bit today, and it wasn't my own perspective, but it was how other people handled situations in my life, and it just was a little bit more disappointing, I guess, than it had to be. It didn't have to be that way, but I couldn't control it, so it is what it is. But it was nice to be aware of that. It kind of lessened the pain that I felt. All right, so here we go. For Friday, October 2nd, 2020, what is the energy of the day for anybody listening to this reading? It's for all signs of the zodiac. What is the energy of the day for us? What is the energy that we have the most control over? And what is the energy that we have the least control over? Cups. Energy of the day. Most control. Least control. Alright. So this is what we have for the energy of the day. Alright. I'm looking at it right side up. So it's good. It's right side up. It's being industrious. It's putting your feet in front of each other and simply being systematic and continuing to get back to work. Yesterday we kind of had we had the Three of Wands in reverse, which was simply, kind of like idle stagnation, not really putting forth the energy towards what we're doing. But today we are back to the grind. We are continuing to go forth into building what we want to see stable and created here on Earth. We're still playing with the ideas. Nothing is set in stone, so to speak, except for the idea that we're going to continue forward. Everything else, the plans are still kind of loose. Things are still up in the air. We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants, so to speak, and seeing what works and what doesn't work. And that's okay, because we kind of still have that childlike imagination of tinkering with things, because we know we like it. We know we're going in the right direction. We just aren't simply sure yet maybe what our niche is, or how to finesse and finalize the end product. We're still deliberating over what it is that we are trying to put out there, what message we're trying to create, what kind of system that we're trying to build on Earth, because once it's out there, it's out there, right? And so we want to make sure that it hits our standards and our criteria, and we can stand behind it. So with the Page of Pentacles, you have a young idea, a creative, more curious idea, where you're not looking for the end result, but you're looking more for experimental phase, where you're just going forward, curious to see what can be, and trying to extend the limits of what is known in your field of expertise, because you're still in a learning process, and you're simply gauging yourself and the world around you of how you can be successful, being productive. All right. So as you can see, young man with tool, and he's tinkering, trying to perfect it. So the energy that we have the most control over. So yes, it was reversed. So I will show it to you reversed. It was the Knight of Swords. And this is in reverse though. So the Knight comes right after the Page. So if the Page is maybe a little bit more immature, a little bit more naive, a little bit more childlike wonder and innocent in playing with that energy, here you have more of a teenager, someone who believes that they have all the information that they need, idealist, and then boldly sets forth, brandishing their weapon and their truth and saying, this is what needs to be done, and I don't care, everything else is wrong, and I'm here to just cut away all the BS of the world around me, and I'm going to create it into my imagination, my logic, my reason. And so the Knight, as you can kind of probably foretell, is impetuous, is arrogant, is boastful, and we have to forgive them because they have to recognize that things are a little bit slower. Change is a little bit more slower than that, and not everything that we think of right away that is such a good idea needs to be implemented that minute, that second. And so that is why they're not the king, because they maybe have not thought about all of the consequences of their actions, because they are blinded by their own myopic view. So with the Knight and the energy that we have the most control over, and the Knight of Swords being reversed, it's basically saying that we are a little bit hesitant, that we aren't boldly going out and proclaiming some truth, some intellectual truth that we believe is truthful and right to us. And since we are still in the process of understanding it, and maybe we are a little bit older, regardless of the energy that we have and the clarity that we believe, we are also still second guessing ourselves, because maybe we have already sometime in the past has boldly set forth and gone forward and has erred. And because of that, we're a little bit more hesitant now. We're a little bit more second guessing ourself and our passion, even though this energy is still bound within us. And we believe that our logic and our reason has set us on the truth, but we haven't seen yet the results that we're looking for to sit comfortably in our emotions and be balanced, because we see results on earth. And so because of that, since it's still more of an idea and we yet have seen the fruits of our labor, we still don't know. It's still unknown. So we're still going in a direction without knowing the results. And since it's reversed, because we're hesitant, we're second guessing, and it's not like we're second guessing, it's just we're recognizing we don't need to be impetuous, we don't need to be arrogant, we don't need to be boastful on this thing. We would rather continue to kind of put our head down and do the dirty work without exclaiming to everybody the work that we are doing. And the reason we want to do that is because we're still yet unsure what the results are going to be. Now, we're putting in way more work and way more effort and way more energy, right, into this endeavor than we've probably done in things in the past. But regardless, we are still slightly apprehensive in going forward and boldly claiming some truth when we yet to have something tangible in our hand. And so just recognize that you could, if you wanted, you could go forth and shout to the mountaintops, here's what I believe and here's what I'm doing, and so on and so forth. And people may say, "Oh, that's so nice. That's great. Good job. Hurrah, hurrah." But they may also just say, "Oh man, like a little much, a little too soon. Like you're claiming to be a Fortune 500 company and yet you still don't have your LLC." Like, so, just recognize this is the energy you have. And at any time you can change it, but being the Knight of Swords isn't necessarily the most positive card. The idea of being impetuous, like I can't wait, I can't sit on my thought, I'm not going to ruminate on it. No, I'm just going to go forth and just spew this information, thinking it's holy, when yet we don't have proof of it yet. Now we believe it, and that's why we want to say it, but I think we're a little bit more experienced, and I think that's also why we're holding on to it and we're waiting to see results. And then finally, the thing that we don't have control over, and so this is something that we either simply need to be aware of, we need to surrender to the energy, but honestly, like we shouldn't put worry and focus into it because there's not much we can do about it. Just recognize maybe why things are going a little bit slower this time, right? And why you're tinkering with things and trying to perfect it. So what we have is we have the Page of Swords, but it is in reverse. So here, what we don't have control over is the idea of our thought, right? We have this thought, and we have this logic, and we have this reason, and because our emotions are still not balanced, and we still have old limiting beliefs in our head, and since we still don't have maybe a bounty in front of us, therefore we haven't seen the fruits of our labor, like I previously said, we look at the idea and we still second guess ourselves, and we still say, am I doing this correctly? Am I going in the right direction? Am I, even if yes, I am going in the right direction, is what I'm doing working? Is this the path I want to take? Do I need to go back to the drawing board, so to speak, and figure it out? Because right now I'm hitting a wall. Now this is what we don't have control over, and so this could just be something that is simply being released within us. This idea that our idea is bunk, that we shouldn't go shout it to the rooftops because we won't see results, and these are our limiting beliefs. But at the end of the day, both the thing we have the most control over and the thing we have the least control over is just a belief. It has nothing to do with our productivity, has nothing to do with our emotions, and it has nothing to do with our passion. It's simply what our mind thinks. And we both know our mind doesn't always have the truth, and it can scare itself into submission, and it can convince itself of anything. And so, honestly, the energy of the day, just keep doing what you've been doing and believe in yourself and believe in the work that you do, and recognize that there's a reason you're doing it. You haven't quit now, and you still enjoy what you're doing. And sure, you may be a novice, and sure, you may not have results yet, but that doesn't mean to just throw it all away and go get a regular 9 to 5, especially if that's not what you want, and especially if you like what you're doing, regardless of the results. And I think the idea that you continue to do it, regardless of the results, is the reason why you will be successful. And so don't let your mind get the best of you. Okay, yeah, you're a little bit more experienced, and just recognize that today's energy is you are going to maybe just think of yourself as small or childlike, or like you're not putting forth something unique and it's been done before, and you don't really know what you're doing, and you're just flying by the seat of your pants, and all of these things. And remember, that's just your head saying all of this stuff because you're going into the unknown, and the unknown's always going to be scary, and you're never going to be guaranteed results. But again, that's not why you're doing what you're doing. You want results, and that would be nice, but there's another reason you're doing what you're doing, and only you know that reason. So today is a very good day. Just don't let your head play tricks with you, and just keep on being productive in the way you have been productive. Now these are all court cards, and so we have three, page, and knight. We have three, and that's simply communication, right? It's new beginnings. It's the idea of we are expressing ourselves, and so you are in the process. You're past the one, you're past the two. I mean, at the three, things are shaping. I mean, you've been doing it enough that you're almost to stability and structure. You are expressing yourself, and that's positive and that's good. And these are new beginnings. And don't give up. I believe in you, and you believe in yourself, and I know that. And that's why today you're going to continue to work. So have a great day. My name is Benjamin Snavely, and this was your daily meditative tarot reading for Friday, October 2nd, 2020. See you again. Bye.